Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. So according to Christian Fark, he has said the rumours linking Dayot Upamecano to Manchester United are not true. Dayot Upamecano has broke silence on a transfer to Manchester United, but he has confirmed that he has held negotiations with interesting clubs. Obviously, we're interested in him. Also, too, Tottenham have recently been interested, and Arsenal, they're also long admirers of the player. Now, RP Lesbig did recently say that Dayot Upamecano is not for sale because he recently extended his contract with RP Lesbig till 2023, and this includes a €42 million release clause, which can be triggered at the end of this season, which is obviously next summer. It does equate to just over 37 million in pound sterling. But if it was obviously, to get him in this summer transfer window, Dayot Upamecano would probably cost us around 50 odd million pounds. Because in his old deal, his release clause was around 54 million pounds. He has enjoyed a few years with RP Lesbig. He's been there around 3 years. Obviously, RP Lesbig did pay around €10 million for him from Red Bull Salzburg back in 2017. And he is only the age of 21, and he is predominantly a centre-half, and Manchester United are in search for a centre-half because we're looking for someone to go alongside Harry Maguire in our back line. But we have got around 7 centre-halves in the team. Obviously, we've got Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof that are our first-choice centre-halves. Obviously, we've got Bay and Tuanzebe, they're our backup centre-halves. Obviously, we've got the likes of Chris Smalling, who was likely to leave the club. I gave you the news on him yesterday. We've got Rojo, he's also likely to leave the club. We've got Jones, it's also looking very likely he's going to leave the football club in this summer transfer window. We've also got Fosu that can also play as a centre-half. So, that is the breaking news on him. Now, I want to give you some breaking news on Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. So, according to recent reports, Manchester United are not giving up on... we're not giving up on Jadon Sancho unless Jadon Sancho publicly says that he wants to stay at Borussia Dortmund. Now, we may have to wait until next summer to sign Jadon Sancho. Now, obviously, throughout the course of this Jadon Sancho transfer saga, it has been Borussia Dortmund's asking price that has been the stumbling block, because Borussia Dortmund's valuation is around £108 million. We're only willing to pay like 60 or 70 million up front. I think Dortmund are looking for like £90 million up front. I said, didn't I, if we was determined to meet their valuation, then Sancho would have been our most expensive signing, and he would have been the most expensive English player in history. So there's still a slight chance we could get him on the board. Obviously, he was our number one priority target for a while. We first expressed our interest in Sancho in 2017, so we have been in for him for like the last 3 years. Obviously, around 3 or 4 weeks ago, it was looking very, very imminent that Sancho was going to be signing for Manchester United, because Fabrizio Romano came out and said that Sancho had agreed personal terms with Man United, and it said he had agreed a 5-year contract with Man United worth around 340 grand a week. But just after that got reported, it said that talks had broken down between Manchester United and Dortmund due to Borussia Dortmund's asking price. Christian Falk, he's spoken about the Sancho saga a few times. Quite a few weeks ago, James Cooper had spoken about it. He still believes Sancho to Manchester United is still a possibility, because he says Man United don't miss out on players that they intend on signing. But I think Sancho did say that he expects a transfer he expects his move to Manchester United to happen in this summer transfer window. And we've still said, that we want Jadon Sancho. Don't forget, we missed out on the deadline to sign him because Dortmund said we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. But we did miss out on that deadline, and Sancho obviously decided to go out on pre-season. But Sancho has enjoyed 3 good years with Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund only paid £8 million him from Man City. The main explanation why he left Manchester City is because he did not get assured any first team opportunities. Before he was at Manchester City, he was at Watford. He was at Watford from the age of 7 to the age of 14, so he was there for several years. I think Sancho's still got a contract with Dortmund. Is it till 2022, 2023? It did look dead in the water though, Sancho at Man United the other week or a few weeks ago, because obviously Borussia Dortmund's CEO, sporting director, and another one of their directors said that Sancho's staying at Dortmund and the decision is final. But I've outlined the reasons why I want Man United to sign Sancho is because he's got a good friendship with Rashford, he's predominantly a right winger, and he would dramatically improve us. Obviously, we made a promise to him as well that if he signs for the football club in this summer transfer window, we are willing to give him the number 7. Obviously, we've got number 7 vacant at the moment. But, in the last few weeks, we've been looking at more alternative to Sancho, because I will make an admission, he is much cheaper solutions than him. We've already missed out on a few players under Solskjaer. Don't forget we missed out on Erling Haaland. We also missed out on Jude Bellingham. They both went to Borussia Dortmund. So that is the breaking news on him. You already know the news on Donny van de Beek from Ajax. Manchester United are close to signing him. He should be officially announced as a Manchester United player sometime this week. Donny van de Beek is going to be our first signing in this summer transfer window and our 5th permanent signing overall under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. Donny van de Beek recently completed his medical in the Netherlands ahead of his move to Manchester United. A fee of around £40 million has been agreed. I think there's also add-ons included. And Donny van de Beek has agreed a 5-year contract with Manchester United. That will obviously keep him at the football club until 2025. And I think there's also an option of a further year. What convinced Donny van de Beek to sign for Manchester United was the phone conversation that he had with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer recently. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer actually wants to give Donny van de Beek the number 10 shirt. But I definitely believe that he'll complement Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba in our midfield fantastically well. And I think he will exceed expectations in the Premier League. I'm actually no surprised that, we are signing Donny van de Beek, because I didn't expect us to sign him, because don't forget Tottenham made a late approach for him. Barcelona were in for him. He said earlier on this year that Real Madrid had reached an agreement to get Donny van de Beek for around £47 million. But really, really surprised about it. And obviously, I think it put Manchester United fans into meltdown when Donny van de Beek refused to play for Ajax in their pre-season game against Frankfurt. And he also told Mark Overmars and Edwin van der Sar that he will not be playing for Ajax again. And obviously, it was this story about Donny van de Beek, was stemming from Fabrizio Romano. Every time something comes from Fabrizio Romano, it does tend to be reliable, because he's a very reliable Italian journalist. And he's already said that Donny van de Beek to Man United is a done deal. Mohamed Bouafsi, he also recently said that Donny van de Beek to Man United is a done deal. But Edwin van der Sar did say, was it a few months ago, that Donny van de Beek is allowed to leave Ajax, but only for a suitable fee. And also Ajax's head coach also said that it's likely that Donny van de Beek will leave Ajax. I watched him quite a few times when he was an Ajax player, did very, very well. He was at Ajax for several years. I think he was there about 12 years. Obviously joined their youth set up in 2008. He was in their youth setup for a good 7 years. Obviously, broke into their senior squad in 2015. And obviously, he scored 41 goals in 175 appearances for Ajax, I think, in all competitions. And he was key for Ajax progressing to the Champions League semi-finals in the 2018-19 season. Don't forget, he also won the domestic double with Ajax in the 2018-19 season. But Ajax, have let quite a few of their players go now, haven't they? Donny van der Beek's leaving them. They let Hakim Ziyech go to Chelsea back in February. They also let Frankie de Jong go to Barcelona last summer. They also let Matthijs de Ligt go to Juventus. But Donny van der Beek is predominantly a box-to-box midfielder, but I think he can also be deployed as an attacking midfielder. At Ajax, he was primarily a number 6. But yeah, very, very good signing for Manchester United. And I do believe now this will give us a lot of confidence. But like I said to you, this is the first piece of good news for Manchester United regarding Donny van der Beek. Because obviously, prior to the news regarding Donny van der Beek, everything was going wrong for Manchester United. Obviously, we had the incident with Harry Maguire. Brandon Williams got injured not too long ago. Don't forget, he did say that Wan-Bissaka is set to miss the start of pre-season training because he recently travelled to Dubai and he had to quarantine for he says he's got a quarantine for 14 days. Paul Pogba, he recently got tested positive for coronavirus. Rashford recently sustained an ankle injury. Now he's a doubt for England's games against Iceland and Denmark. And obviously, it took us a while to get our first signing on the board. It really, really did. And I did say to you, didn't I? Manchester United we was beginning to lose a lot of patience with the board. Obviously, affects on the lack of transfer activity. And basically, Solskjaer just not being backed enough. But I've said to you, haven't I, we've been very, very critical of Ed Woodward for several years, and we've also been very, very critical of the Glazers for several years. Obviously, Woodward's been at the football club since 2012, and the Glazers have been at the football club since 2005. But let's be honest, our recruitment policy's been poor for several years. Also, too, we've overpaid for players in recent years, like 75 million for Lukaku, 89 million for Pogba, 52 million for Fred, 40 million for Matic, 80 million pounds for Harry Maguire. And we've made a lot of bad decisions in the last 7 years, But Woodward has said a few times, look, he's determined to back Solskjaer in this summer transfer window. And he obviously, said at the first part of last season, even when we went through that bad period, he said that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is safe. And the Glazers did say, they are determined to back Solskjaer. But Solskjaer outlined his transfer plans at the end of last season. And he did say he wants Manchester United to make at least 3 signings in this summer transfer window. Now, obviously, when Donny van der Beek's official, Solskjaer said he wants Manchester United to make 3 more signings because obviously, he's looking to improve the squad. And there's still key areas where Man United are lacking. Like I said, we need a right winger. We need a centre-half. Some United fans are still convinced that we do need a striker. But this season, we obviously want to be up there competing with the likes of Manchester City, Liverpool and that. And, some teams have done good recruitment so far. Chelsea, have done very, very good business. They've brought the likes of Hakim Ziyech in, Timo Werner, Ben Chilwell, Kai Havertz, Milan Sarr, Thiago Silva. Chelsea now obviously trying to get Declan Rice in. Tottenham, they've signed a few players. They recently got Dayot. They also got Holberg and Joe Hart on a free. Arsenal, they recently signed Gabriel Magalhaes from Lille and they got Willian on a 3. Manchester City, they've made a few signings. They got Ferran Torres from Valencia and Nathan Ake from Bournemouth. Now, obviously, they are trying to get Lionel Messi on the board. And Liverpool, they've made 1 signing at the moment. They got Tsikmas from Olympiacos for 13 million. As you all know, they are now trying to get Thiago. You already know the news on Thiago Alcantara from Bayern Munich. But this summer transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's fourth transfer window as Manchester United, and so far at the football club, Solskjaer has spent just over £200 million. Last summer, he obviously brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in, and in January, he bought Bruno Fernandes and he brought Odion Ighalo in on loan. And another good thing as well, he's brought a few academy players in, so it's good that, more young players are coming in and there's a lot of good young players coming through at Manchester United. But Solskjaer's got decisions to make at Manchester United. Like I said, he's got a goalkeeping decision to make. I think he's definitely got to put Dean Henderson as number one for this season. Whether he does or not, I do not know. But Solskjaer did recently say that Dean Henderson is not yet ready to become Man United's number one goalkeeper. I think now he's reliable enough to become our number one because he's got that experience behind him. He recently endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield United and he was Sheffield United's player of the season. Dean Henderson's been part of the club for several years because we got Dean Henderson at the age of 14. Don't forget, Dean Henderson recently signed a 5-year contract with Man United with an option of a further year. So in total, it was a 6-year deal. A 6-year deal worth around 120 grand a week. De Gea has been our number one keeper for several years, and Solskjaer said the other week he wants David De Gea to remain number one at least for this season. Obviously we know that Harry Maguire is going to keep the captaincy. Obviously this season's going to be Harry Maguire's second season at the football club. Obviously last season was his first season at the football club. We got Harry Maguire in a deal worth £80 million, so he's the most expensive centre-half in the world and the second most expensive signing at the football club. Obviously, we're going to get rid of more players in this summer transfer window because he's still deadwood at the football club. I think, we could get rid of up to at least 8 players in this summer transfer window. Obviously, we're looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard. We're also looking to get rid of Andres Pereira. We're looking to get rid of the likes of Smalling, Rojo and Jones, like I mentioned earlier. Diego Dalot, I think we're also looking to get rid of him. But obviously, we sell players in this summer transfer window. We'll generate money and it will help us with our rebuilding process. To be fair, we have extended a lot of players' contracts since Solskjaer came in. We've still got around 6 or 7 players' contracts though that are due to expire next year. So there's still contract decisions to be made at Manchester United. Obviously, not long now till the season starts. This season is the big test for Solskjaer because this season is going to be his second full season at the football club. Obviously, last season was Solskjaer's first full season at the club. And to be fair, he did exceed most of his expectations. Obviously, got us qualification for the Champions League. And I did say, didn't I, how important Champions League was for our players, attracting players and for the financial structure. We also finished third and we progressed to 3 semi-finals. We got to the FA Cup semi-final, the Europa League semi-final and the EFL Cup semi-final. But like Solskjaer said, semi-finals are not good enough. But this season, Solskjaer knows he's going to probably have bigger expectations to exceed. Our expectations this season, like I've said before, will be probably to challenge for the title. And that's if we get all the players that we want in. And if we was to probably make 5 signings, which I don't see happening, possibly, we could even win the title, believe it or not. But minimum, we'll be expected to challenge for the league. I think another one of the expectations will be to win a trophy because we've not yet won out in terms of silverware under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. And we haven't won a major honour for over 3 years. And that's the first time this has happened in 31 years. This season will tell the story if Solskjaer is the right manager for Man United and if he is the foreseeable future. Because it is a transition period at Man United and, it's been a transition period for a while. But I want to see improvements this season. I still believe that there's aspects of our game that's got to improve. I still think there's certain players that have got to improve. I think Maguire's got to improve. Maybe there's aspects of Rashford's game that's still got to improve. I think Lindelof's definitely got to improve. Bay, he needs to improve his fitness level because he's too injury prone. Luke Shaw, no problem, the way that he played last season, but, he's, again, injury prone, so he needs to improve his fitness. De Gea obviously needs to stop making too many mistakes, because I don't think we'll sell De Gea in this summer transfer window, so he will be here for this season. He will be here for this season. So there's definitely players that have still got to improve at Manchester United. But don't get me wrong, I have seen a hell of a lot of improvements since Solskjaer came in. Like I said, our recruitment has definitely improved under him. He's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into Manchester United. We've seen, a few big names leave. Obviously Sanchez left, Lukaku left, Herrera left, Tahith Chong recently went out on loan. Angel Gomez left. Darmian left. Small and Rojo went out on loan, but they're now back. Last summer, Valencia left after he enjoyed 10 years at the club. Ashley Young left in January after he enjoyed 8.5 years at Manchester United. Fellaini obviously left in January 2019. So it's good that Solskjaer has got rid of a lot of the deadwood. And I like the way that Solskjaer has promoted the youth at Manchester United. I thought he promoted the youth very, very well last season. But we know Donny van der Beek's not enough for Manchester United. We need more than him if we want to be back being a competitive elite level football club. Don't forget though, we are unbeaten in the league since January. We are unbeaten in our last 14 league games. We also went on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions until Chelsea had beaten us in the FA Cup semi-final. But this has been our best vein of form since Solskjaer was the interim manager. Obviously, Solskjaer was the interim manager for 3 months, but he was exceptional in his first 3 months. So this is the main explanation why Man United had obviously given the job permanently. He obviously got given a 3-year deal. Solskjaer's obviously now been at Man United around 20 months, is it? So he's nearly been here now 2 years. So he's got, is it just under 2 years left now on his current contract? I think Solskjaer's managed around 77 games for Man United in the Premier League. Another good thing as well, Solskjaer's now got that managerial experience behind him. Manchester United is the 3rd club in his managerial career. Before he was with us, he was with Mulder, and before he was with Mulder, he was at Cardiff. Don't forget, he managed the Manchester United reserve team for a few years, so he did actually watch some of this team at this day and age grow and develop. But like I said to you, I'm hopeful that we can win a title under Solskjaer because, we haven't won a title since Ferguson retired in 2013. So we haven't actually, won it for 7 years. And, we are the most successful team in Premier League history because obviously, we've won 20 titles and 13 of them are Premier Leagues. But like I said, Solskjaer's inheriting a squad that is worth 700 odd million pounds, disregarding who he's brought in. Let's put into the equation, he's inheriting players here from the Jose Mourinho era, still a few players here from the Van Gaal era, Matter here from the Moyes era, and still a few players here from the Ferguson era, but the vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho's. Solskjaer is our 4th permanent manager since the Ferguson era. 3 managers have been sacked since the Ferguson era, and obviously, Moyes, he was one of them that got sacked. He only enjoyed 8 or 9 months at the club. Obviously, Louis Van Gaal, he got sacked after 2 years, despite winning the FA Cup. And Jose Mourinho, he got sacked after 2.5 years, despite winning the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season at Manchester United. But in the last 7 years, we have spent close to the £1 billion range on players, and we've recruited a good 33 players in since Alex Ferguson's retirement. So in reality, people will say, we should be in much more of a commanding position than we've been in. But always spending big on players does not always guarantee you success. But maybe in this summer transfer window, we're not going to overpay for players. We're going to be sensible with our recruitment for the change. I think 40 million for Donny van der Beek's very cheap. If we was to get Upamecano, even 50 odd million, that'd be still pretty cheap for him. But if we was to wait till next summer, we'd get him for like 37.5 million or something like that. And obviously, Thiago, he's available for £27 million. So yeah, they'd be two very, very good signings for Manchester United. But like I've said, can Solskjaer be the next Ferguson? I just think it's going to be hard for any manager at Manchester United to replicate Ferguson's legacy or to last as long as Alex Ferguson did. Because obviously, Ferguson endured 20 odd years at Man United, won a total of 38 major honours. Obviously, though Ferguson, don't forget, didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Manchester United and that. So there you go. As you all know, our opening game is Crystal Palace, by the way, is on the 19th of September. It's going to be interesting to see how Solskjaer approaches that game. He'll go with his strongest 11 because I think we'll have a fully fit squad by the time we play Crystal Palace. But it's very imperative that we do have a strong start to this season. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.